Oh ma mama, oh na na na, oh ma mama, na na na, eba, eba, eba. Hi there. Thank you so very much for stopping by. It is your girl Annette, and I am so very excited to be coming to you today with this video, which I am so very sure that is something that you cannot want to. I will be talking to you, woman, about your worth and your value, and how that your past does not determine your value and your worth. I do not care what the society has told you. I do not care what the culture has made you believe. It's every woman's responsibility to know her value, to know her worth. Because if you don't know, you allow society to tag you. Someone else will determine that for you. And in most cases, it will always be beneath your liking. Why I am saying this is because a lot of women are in, call it abusive relationships and in dysfunctional relationships, and they are stuck in those relationships because they have this mentality that they are no longer worthy and they are no longer valuable. The reason I am making that point is this: some women get told that they are no longer as valuable, or should I say their worth has literally reduced because of their past life. Practically, you've lost your virginity. You may be a divorcee. You have children, and you name it. And in most cases, what they are telling you is that because you have a story, because you have a past, because you have been through all that which you have been through, it is your fault, and because of that you literally just have to let that your past determine your value, literally. So because you have had a messy past, what you have to do is sell yourself at a lower value because you have had these experiences. That is really inappropriate. It is not nice for anybody to want to treat another individual only because they have a story, only because they have a past. There is no man out there that I believe is really sound on their mind who is looking for a woman and wants to just meet a ready-made woman who just fell from heaven. It is clear and it is true that every single one of us has a past. Even a 1-year-old child that you meet, that child will have a past. That child has a story to tell. If she can talk, if he can talk, he will be able to tell something in this 1 year that they have existed. I really like a line in this poem by Max Ehrmann. It is called the Desiderata. It says, "Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. And as far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons." Now, this is the part that I love so much. It says, "Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant. They too have a story." What does that mean? That means that every single individual in this world has a story. You have a story to tell. Some stories are beautiful ones, some stories are pathetic, and all of that. We all were not created the same. We all did not grow up from the same family. We were not raised up by the same parent. And even if we were raised up by the same parents, we all still have our different personalities, which contributes in a way to create the kind of story, the kind of narrative that your life will at some point be able to tell. It is so funny how some men can really have the audacity thinking or believing that only because you are a woman and at a certain age and you are not married, you're still out there, means that you are now of less value, especially if you've maybe had a past, like maybe you're a divorcee, you're a single mom and all of that. Some men have this mentality that because of that you have to lower your value. You are now a second-handed woman. And I really, I'm so passionate about this topic because I fell a victim. I've been a victim of something. Unfortunately, in our society today, what I've come to experience is that so many men, I'm sorry, really, this video is not about wanting to bash on men. I just want to come here and talk out there, some little girl who is going to definitely turn into a woman someday, to understand that she is valuable, to understand that she is worthy, to understand that God has created her uniquely, and that there is a special value and worth that God has invested in her, and she has to not allow any boy to treat her wrongly. She has to not allow any man to treat her wrongly. It is high time every parent learn to invest this input in their children, in their girl child, to make that girl child to understand her value and her worth. I've come to the place where I've understood my value so much, so that I don't just put myself out there and run around and I will put it like just stoop low to any man's clap, just bow and say and be like, okay, yeah, come, let's sleep together and let's do this dating woman man sleeping and all of that. I mean, nothing against dating, but I mean that I don't need to necessarily sleep with you to be able to create a good relationship. And so that is my principle. That is my principle, and that came from me understanding the value that I prior to that I was different. I did not understand this. I went through a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, I would say, in my life, just because I did not understand my value as a woman. And because of that, I literally saw myself less, at a lesser value than what I actually I am worth. And it took the grace of God to take me out of that. I was in an abusive relationship, I would say, in a very dysfunctional relationship, but I didn't have the guts, let me put it, to walk out of that relationship. Why didn't I? Because I had this mediocre belief that said that you've had children, and now if you divorce or literally walk out of this dysfunctional, abusive, mentally, physically relationship, then you will end up being a second-handed woman. I literally believed it, and because I believed it so played out in my life. So I got stuck in that abusive relationship and did not want to move forward with my life, because I thought that this is all that I got, and if I lose this, I will never get anything better. Why did that happen to me? I think that happened to me mainly because I never understood my value. When you place value on yourself, you're naming yourself, you're owning who you are. You're actually telling or teaching other people how to treat you, you know. So when you respect yourself by not just doing some random things only because society expects you to do them, society expects you to be married, society expects you to have children, society expects that at a certain age you should be this and this and that. Who said that anybody has the right to expect that of anybody? You come to that place and you decide to change your ways in order to make life work in your terms, people will criticize you. I actually had this experience where somebody told me that I am behaving as if this thing about having sex is something special, is something new, is something. Literally, what he was telling me is that you're not special in any way to want to say now that, oh, you don't want to be having, you don't want to be doing that anymore. It's something that you've been doing. So why do you want to act now as if you're a virgin and it's something that is special? You know, and from that I deduced that this person did not have any good intentions about me, because first and foremost, if you are a man and you have good intentions about a woman, you respect that woman's decision about her body, because it is her body and she chooses to do what she wants to do with it. My advice to you is that it really doesn't matter what your life experience has been. It really doesn't matter where you are at in life. at this point. It doesn't matter your age. You can still level up and move forward with your life. What will be the benefit of hurrying into a marriage when you will be heading out the next day? But this pressure it really has to stop. But somehow, unfortunately, we do not have the ability to control how other people treat us, but our response is always our power. What we can control is our response. That means that for me personally, at this stage in my life, I am not in a hurry to be married. What I'm saying is that I am busy working on myself. I am busy living my life. I'm busy doing what God has called me to do. I'm busy living the fullness of my purpose. And getting married, if it is part of it, then it will definitely come. But if you realize that the more you chase after something, the more it runs. But when you just relax, sometimes that thing comes and falls into your arms. So do not allow the pressure of this world, the pressure of the society, the pressure of your family to make you to make mistakes that you will regret, because at the end of the day, it is your life.